Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. Thank you to everyone that hit the subscribe button. This channel is blowing up. Right now, the Economic Ninja channel, totally different channel, not doing so well right now. Not because of you, it's because of the algos. The algos don't like the ninja right now. Look, we're going to talk about massive layoffs. There are massive layoffs being announced right now. I'm going to tell you a story out of Zero Hedge, but first, we're just going to go over the headlines. I just Googled, just simple Google search, job cuts. Hit news. Check this out. Citigroup considering deep job cuts for CEO Jane Fraser's overhaul called Project Bora Bora. We did a video about it yesterday, right? So it's not news anymore. It's old. Carlyle looks to job cuts amid fundraising disappointment. Well, what's going on right there with the Carlyle Group? Well, this is a U.S. private equity group, just so you know. It's a big deal. They're trying to raise funds because they're broke. They need more money, and they're in trouble. So they're looking now because they can't raise money from investors because the consumer is shrinking up. The investor is shrinking. Shrinkage is not good. They are needing to figure out ways to entice investment, so they are cutting jobs. All right. Check this out. Charles Schwab cuts 5 to 6% of its workforce. Impact on DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth headquarters is unclear. Merck considering job cuts in move to trim costs. These are all stories within the last few days. UBS job cuts mount. These are just the headlines. PwC defends its plans to cut 600 jobs rather than bosses' pay. Oh, PwC. You know what? It's really sad when you see all these layoffs come and the CEOs that run these companies into the ground don't even take a hit in pay. Ava Labs cut 12% of its staff to relocate resources toward expansion. That means they don't have the money to expand. Pfizer to lay off 780 workers in New Jersey alone. Again, these are just the last 3 days. We are seeing massive, massive job cuts. You are going to see unemployment skyrocket in January. This fourth quarter number is going to tell a lot, and it's important to know that because the Fed needs unemployment much higher in order to pause. Tech layoffs in the Bay Area. The Bay Area's Informica cuts hundreds of jobs. Ubisoft sees layoffs across its VFX and IT teams. That is just one page of Google News, and it gets worse. There are more and more layoffs. So let's go to the story on Zero Hedge. It's entitled "Retail Job Cuts Are the Highest Since October of 2020." And I mean, I don't know if you're around October 2020. It was a bad time. Amid the early holiday shopping season, retailers have cut 72,182 jobs through October, which is a 258% increase from the 20,191 jobs eliminated in 2022. So we are seeing a massive increase on a percentage basis of job cuts. And again, this is the pre-holiday season when things are ramping up. But remember last year, we saw FedEx and Amazon lay off people before this season as well, which is not a good sign. See, this economy has been deteriorating down ever since the Federal Reserve started raising rates. And then subsequently, the rates got away from them and just kept going higher because the other countries are deciding, hey, let's just dump dollars. That's what's happening. Our economy is actually collapsing right now. And that's what it feels like. It's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And then it gets into full darn depression, and then it'll get better. But you have to be ready for that. It says here, among the industries reducing their workforce this year, retail ranks second behind technology, ahead of healthcare products, warehousing, and financial services. Amazon is planning to hire 250,000 seasonal workers this year, followed by Target, UPS, Macy's, and Bed Bath & Body Works. Now, that's all normal, right? Because then they just lay them all off. So you're going to see an interesting dynamic when it comes to employment numbers. We're going to have this seasonality adjustment, and I have a feeling the government's got some way of cooking the books. They're just letting that stuff stir. Like, Those lies smell amazing. And what's going to happen is you're going to see this sort of false sense of security when it comes to employment numbers. And then whack, in the first quarter of 2024, you're going to get hit with the reality. We're going to see massive amounts of layoffs, government lines going longer and longer as people need more and more money. Now it says, while retailers are preparing for the busiest season of the year, the industry, alongside the overall labor force, appears to be reducing its workforce compared to a year ago. According to Challenger Gray and Christmas report, U.S. employers estimated 36,836 jobs in October, which is down 22% from the previous cuts announced in September, but 9% higher than a year ago. Retail hiring has been slowing in recent months, other reports suggest. According to talent acquisition technology firm ICIMS, retail hiring and job openings in September dipped 12% and 25% respectively, but job applications jumped 46% from last year. Job cut plans have slowed significantly since the first half of the year, and consumers have continued to spend even in the face of high inflation. I believe that a lot of that spending is because people are seeing that their dollar is becoming worth less and less every day, and they're starting to stock up on certain things. And also, the consumer is pretty confused when inflation rears its ugly head and it's around for a handful of months. They think it's going to last forever. It totally blows my mind until everything crashes. Don't worry, you have next year to enjoy that. And it says right here, they continue to spend in face of high inflation. Pandemic savings and higher wages have gotten many workers through economic uncertainty, but that savings is dwindling down to just about nothing as we speak right now. Despite the industry's overall workforce reduction, some retailers are either tapping into their existing workforce or preparing to hire some seasonal employees. After hiring workers throughout the year, Marlon Dolowet Wagoneer, Senior Vice President, how would you like that name, of end-to-end operations people at Walmart in the US, man, that's a heck of a title, said in a LinkedIn post that Walmart currently has the staff needed to serve customers this holiday season because it's been hiring throughout the year. Though Amazon is hiring the most seasonal staff, other major retailers, including Kohl's, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Burlington, I don't shop at Dick's just, when they stop selling pew-pews in California, are hiring thousands of workers ahead of the holidays. Sorry, I had to add that. But, hey, our voice means something, right? That's why we got to talk. Point being is this. Employment is getting rough, especially if you're trying to get employment that is gainful enough to where you can actually make a living wage and be able to survive in this high interest rate and high inflation environment. The fact of the matter is, more and more employees are becoming more desperate for higher wages. They're running to the picket lines. They're striking, and that is going to lead to a lot of problems with employers in 2024. Hey, let me know down below what you think about this situation. I think it's going to go from bad to worse, and I think 2024 is going to be a great year for those of us that prepared for this to start buying up assets on the cheap. All right, with that being said, thank you so much to everyone that's hit the subscribe button. This channel is blowing up, and you guys and ladies are so awesome. Thank you so much for your support. The Real Estate Ninja is out.